Hello, hello, hello! A very warm welcome to the families and friends of the classes of 2020 and 2021. Welcome. Welcome back, graduates. I'm Kiran Gajwani, one of the faculty deans of Winthrop House, along with my husband, Steve Chong. We are so happy to welcome you live and in person to the Winthrop House recognition ceremony. This is a graduation reunion, catch-up hangout celebration all in one. As we said at the reception yesterday, we appreciate that most of you don't know who we are. So we are really, really grateful to co-host this ceremony with Mark Gearin and Mary Herlihy Gearin. Mark and Mary were the interim faculty deans of Winthrop in 2019-2020 and spent that year with nearly every single one of today's graduates. Without a doubt, they were a crucial and beloved part of your Winthrop experience, and we're so glad they're here with us on this very, very, very special day. We started in the faculty dean role in summer 2020, and until this weekend, we had not met most of the class of 2020, and we only met some of the class of 2021 in person. So this really is a very, very special moment for us, and we are so grateful and thrilled to celebrate this day with all of you. A few of us have some words and thoughts that we'd like to share with you before we call all the graduates onto the stage. But first, please bear with me as I give a few organizational details. Graduates, when we start the recognition ceremony, which will be in about 15 minutes, we're going to start with the class of 2020, and then immediately after that, the class of 2021. So class of 2021, if you need a bathroom break, this is a very good time to go. You are welcome, graduates, you're welcome to line up with whichever class you feel most affinity with. No formality here. You'll line up on the ramp on this side, to my right, to your left, and then come over to the large huddle of faculty deans that will await you over here. Please be in regalia for the photos. One very, very important note. For the handful of you that actually read our email with instructions, please ignore the instructions. We are going to ask over the next 5 minutes, so relatively quickly, if all of the people who want to walk with the class of 2020, please get in the chairs on the outskirts of the fence. So all the chairs lining the perimeter of the yard. Please, class of 2020, please get into those seats. Please stay in whatever order you sit down. And our wonderful helper, student worker Haley, is going to come around with an index card. On that index card, please, in the neatest handwriting you can possibly muster, pretend you're going to get a penmanship grade added to your transcript. Please, in the neatest handwriting possible, write your name, your concentration, and if you think it would be helpful, a pronunciation guide to your name. We are going to read your names as you come across the stage so that we can honor you on this very, very special day. And we thank you in advance for your grace and understanding if we fumble a little bit. So please make sure you get a red index card from Haley, and please line up and start writing that down. Thank you so much. Families, friends, loved ones, when your graduate is walking across the stage, one of you is welcome to come up to the front to a mat here to take pictures. We have a really large crowd today. We do ask, please, one person for family can come up, stand on this mat right in front of the steps, right in front of me, to take pictures. We will wait until you've taken your picture, but we ask that as soon as you've taken a picture, please kindly step off the mat for the next person to come up. Please also be kind to our wonderful videographer and their camera here, and give them the space they need to video. Please also note that we have a professional photographer here who will be taking pictures of each graduate as they receive their gift. All photos will be made available to all students. We will send a link to the photographs later. This ceremony is also being recorded, but not live streamed. We'll share a link to the recording with all of our graduates in a few days. To everyone, we really do have a large crew here. We really appreciate your patience during the ceremony and your kindness to each other as we all crowd in and gather together to celebrate this really, really special day. So thank you so much. Finally, I just want to give a big thank you to all the incredible people across the university and in this amazing house that made this weekend possible. It was a pretty big deal. Here in Winthrop, we are so lucky to have an incredible team that made this weekend and honestly our whole year possible and amazing. Amazing dining services team, building management team, our house office team, our res tutors, our house aides, our scholar and residents, student workers who are helping out. It is a big, huge group that makes every day wonderful in Winthrop and especially puts so much time and effort and thought into this weekend. So thank you, everybody. Okay, enough of instructions. With that, I'd like to hand it over to Steve.
Welcome, Winthrop class of 2020. Winthrop class of 21, welcome home. Welcome to the families and friends. It has been a long time coming, but it is here. A physical celebration, an in-person recognition of your college years, a gathering together after having had to spend so much time apart. When each of you graduated back in 2020, in 2021, the words we all heard the most were, yes, unprecedented and resilience. Yes, they were overused, but they were perfect words for that moment. For you all demonstrated resilience, strength of character, adaptability, and incredible maturity in the face of truly unprecedented circumstances. These last few months, knowing that you were all coming back to campus, seeing you all here today, the word that comes to our mind is gratitude. Gratitude, being grateful, can be thought of as having two parts. First, recognizing that something good or positive has occurred. And second, recognizing that there is an external source for that positive outcome. Gratitude is increasingly an object of study by social scientists, and there is growing evidence that gratitude improves physical health and psychological well-being. Kieran and I try to practice gratitude regularly. When we sit down together for dinner, we take turns saying what we are grateful for. And even on the hard days, there is always something to be grateful for, and we've found that expressing our gratitude, focusing on that something positive, can really turn around the flavor of the day. Being grateful doesn't require us to ignore negative things or stifle negative emotions. We know that we are surrounded by terrible and difficult events and situations. Being grateful that we are here together today does not mean that we ignore the facts of being sent home from campus, studying remotely, a global pandemic, and the millions of deaths worldwide from COVID-19. We know that the past 2 years have been filled with heartbreak and that many challenges face us, challenges that should not, cannot be ignored. Ongoing systemic racial and social injustice, wars and depression, environmental crises, and many, too many, tragedies, including the recent horrific shootings in our country. No, we cannot ignore what we should be striving to change, to improve, to prevent. Rather, as noted by Robert Emmons, a psychology professor and a scholar on gratitude, quote, "Practicing gratitude magnifies positive feelings more than it reduces negative feelings," end quote. So gratitude is a form of self-care to let us better care for others and for the causes and the passions that we believe in. And in this spirit, we want to focus on gratitude today. We are grateful that you are here, that we have this opportunity to celebrate you in real life with no ability to mute and no way to turn off the camera. We are grateful to be part of Winthrop, part of this diverse community with so many perspectives, backgrounds, religions, nationalities, ethnicities, passions, and pursuits. We are grateful for the families and the loved ones of Winthropians, those that are here today and those that cannot be. Grateful for their love and support of these phenomenal graduates during, before, and beyond their time in college. We are grateful for those who work for change, from politicians who prioritize people's well-being over popularity, to journalists who give all of themselves to seek and share the truth. We are grateful for those that give a voice and helping hand to those in need, from Harvard Square homeless shelter to those working in war zones. We are grateful to have been part of your college experience, for some of you, and to share in this celebration with all of you. When this weekend's whirlwind is over, we encourage you to take a moment to reflect on this positive outcome, your graduation from Harvard College, and the opportunity to celebrate it with friends and loved ones. And although you should be proud of what you have accomplished, of what you are responsible for, reflect also on what and who, external to you, has brought you to this day, who has helped you climb these heights in ways big and small. Our charge to you today, our hope for you as you continue on your post-college path is this: strive to be thankful, to be grateful, to live your life such that you and your actions are what others are grateful for. Winthrop classes of 20 and 21, congratulations on all that you have achieved during your college years and in this last 1 or 2 years. You are all Lions forever, and you are always welcome home here in Winthrop. Thank you. And we're now honored to hear from Mark Guerin and Mary Herlihy-Guerin.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Stephen. I'm so grateful that you've invited us to be here today, and I truly am grateful for the time we had here with all of you at Winthrop House. It was a chance of a lifetime, and we will be forever grateful. What a glorious day as we gather here to celebrate your Harvard graduation, here, thankfully, in person. This is a day I truly believe that you will think about throughout your lives. I still think about the virtual Winthrop graduations for both the classes of 20 and 21. Virtual graduation was definitely not easy, but each of your classes had classmates and graduation committees, students who went way above and beyond to help make your virtual graduation days ever so special. How lovely was that beautiful music and photo, video that was made for the class of 20 by Linda Ching Sullivan, Fotini Anastopoulos, and Saruthi Palanipan. Then last year's virtual graduation program was helped so much by Audrey Petner, Chris Altizer, Becca Amesbury, and Shivi Argawal. You all stepped up to help, and for that, your Winthrop House classmates will always be very grateful. There is so much love and pride for all of you here today. You have many supporters, as you know, cheering also from afar. Family, friends, teachers, neighbors, all the people who have so lovingly watched you grow. And of course, that includes your mentors. Who are those mentors for you? Who are those mentors who made a difference in your lives? Now is the time for you to now engage in your own mentorship. I know many of you have been mentors and are continuing to be mentors, and some of you have also chosen some amazing vocations of service. But I do hope and wish that you can all commit yourselves to seeking as many ways as you possibly can for sharing the gifts of your amazing Harvard education. Whether that's volunteering yourself or donating to worthwhile organizations, find something that can make a difference. And of course, we are reminded, especially this past week, about how many children, both in this country and around the world, need your help, your mentorship, to give them some hope and give them possibilities like you have had. So my wish for you is that you are able to find a way to share your amazing talents and educational gifts with others. Thank you all for everything, Winthrop classes of 20 and 21. We cherish the memories we have had with you and look forward to hearing about all of you as you continue on in your exciting life's journey. We wish you the very best always, much love always, and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Steve and Karen, first, for your generosity in including us in these exercises, and for the admired, effective, principled leadership you have brought to Winthrop House these past 2 years. We're all in your debt. A few thoughts to the classes of 2020 and 2021. 50 years from now, after I hope will be a life well lived, you will return to Winthrop House and to this courtyard for your 50th reunion. Or, like Harvey Popel, the grandfather of Samantha Frankel Popel, you return to Winthrop House 68 years after your graduation from Harvard College to watch your granddaughter graduate. Harvey, let us salute you and recognize you. Welcome back to Winthrop House. But my question to the graduates here to reflect on at that 50th reunion is, what will matter most? 50 years from this day, with your newly minted Harvard College degree in hand, what can you say to yourself about the life you have lived? Mary and I have had the privilege of knowing you in these extraordinary years. We've witnessed your commitment to making a difference, discussed your interests and your passions in the D Hall conversations, observed the many ways, varied ways, that you've served this house, this university, and the greater Cambridge community. From the homeless shelter to tutoring new citizens, from activism for racial justice to climate sanity, from Phillips Brooks House to the Institute of Politics. You engage in the important issues and challenges of our time. And today, you have what only 6% of the world enjoys, a college degree. And you have the privilege, and I hope you feel the responsibility, of a Harvard degree. I know you don't need me to remind you of the challenges our world faces, with global threats to democracy in the United States, to Ukraine, domestic challenges evidenced by the violence and tragedies in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas these past weeks. So given all of that, and getting back to your 50th reunion, that nagging question remains, what will matter most? Will it be the chase of status or the number of cars in your driveway? I doubt it. I suspect at that 50th reunion, what will matter most when you return to this courtyard is that you can say to yourself with truth and courage and conviction and authenticity that you made a difference, that you gave back in a meaningful way to your family, to your community, and your profession, that you led a life of consequence. And that is my hope for you, and frankly, you are my hope for the world. For we need you in your chosen professions, leading this consequential life. We need you researching, advocating, and working on the challenges of our time. In his new book, Kennedy School professor David Gergen makes the point that you are never too old to serve or to lead. But the inverse is also true. You're never too young to lead or to serve. We need you. So get in the arena as physicians in finance and law, as researchers and policy mavens, and yes, as elected officials. I have no doubt that the future of our nation and this planet is in far better condition because of your generation. And finally, a bit about this special place, Winthrop House, that has been a part of our family and yours. As hard as it is to leave the friends and comfort of Winthrop, to say goodbye to each other, to the faculty deans and tutors and staff, and to this amazing space, I will remind you of what I said to the class of 2020 when we had a bit of an improvisational commencement on that cold March day in 2020 before you left campus. When you get into your car for your ride home to the airport, look at the rearview mirror in the passenger seat. It reads, "Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear." Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Well, so too for Winthrop House. Winthrop House will always be closer than it appears, closer in the bonds of friendship, in the memories of Steins and D. Hull conversations. It will be as close as the next text or visit with a friend. And it will savor in the memories of late-night dorm conversations, rehearsals, games, and events. Winthrop House will always be with you, and indeed closer than it appears. So congratulations and good luck to the classes of 2020 and 2021. Mary and I thank you for your friendship, for the extensions of hospitality and kindness shown to all of us. Today we all made history. Harvard has never seen anything quite like this in 1636. So enjoy that, be proud of that. We will be rooting for you every step of the way in your journey. And have fun at your 50th reunion. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mark and Mary, for those inspiring and heartfelt thoughts. Before we start the recognition ceremony, we want to take a moment to honor a few people for their dedication and service to Winthrop House, especially to the classes of 2020 and 2021. We had a nice opportunity to honor Mark and Mary and our resident dean, Linda Chavers, at yesterday's reception, but we wanted to recognize them today, along with all of you at this special ceremony. First, our resident dean, Linda Chavers. Dean Chavers is leaving Winthrop House at the end of this academic year after 5 years as Winthrop's amazing resident dean. We know how much her calm, compassionate, and tireless support for students has meant to so many of you. Dean Chavers is sorry that she's not able to join the ceremony today, but she was so happy to see many of you at yesterday's event. So thank you so much, Dean Chavers.
We also want to take another moment on this very special day to honor the very special Mark and Mary. In their one foreshortened year in Winthrop, Mark and Mary cemented themselves in your hearts and memories. Yesterday, we had a chance to hear from some of the students about the impact Mark and Mary had on Winthrop. For Steve and I personally, we are so grateful for their warm mentorship and friendship. They love Winthrop, and they love you. So on behalf of all Winthrop, especially the classes of 2020 and 2021, we present this small token of our thanks, love, and appreciation. If everyone is lined up, we are now ready to start the recognition ceremony. Members of the class of 2020, please start making your way towards this ramp in your order. I'm so proud to present to you our class of 2020. Angel Anoha, Economics and Computer Science. Bryce Aiken, Sociology.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The large crowd at the front, please.
Just a kind reminder, if you can please try to come up one at a time, and then when you're finished with your picture, please move aside. We have a bit of a large crowd here at the front. Thank you. Robert Anthony Baker II, Economics. Samantha Shao, Neuroscience.
Congratulations.
Valerie Turgeon, Psychology. Margot Dion, Social Studies. Kaylee Kim, History and Literature. Brendan Burney, neurobiology. Sam Yantz, government. Nicholas Gustav Vranos, philosophy. W. Bryce Anderson, economics. Ridge Patel, economics. John Richards, human developmental and regenerative biology. Nicholas Plout, human developmental and regenerative biology. Logan Weber, sociology. Max Mesger, art, film, and visual studies. Nicholas Yan, social studies. Sebastian Schwartz, computer science. Cameron Jelier Loftus, English. Connor Rice, Economics. Jad Maya, Government. Tarek Habash, Government. William Tyler Lott, History. Alexander Casey Rains, Statistics. Easton Graham Schultz, History. Speed it up more?
Yeah, they could, there's no reason to. You can have them walking while they're taking the picture. Yeah, cut it in half.
Okay. Carter Jared Wilcox, History. Megan Gamino Miller, AFVS. Haiji Bay, AFVS. Juliana Teritza, Biomedical Engineering. Mary Gao, Computer Science. Catherine Lee, English. Sadie Patey, Linguistics. Hillary McLaughlin, History and Literature and East Asian Studies. Shivam Bhatt, East Asian Studies. Ching Sullivan, Government. Karen Yang, Statistics. Fei Huo, Integrative Biology. Angel Zhou, Applied Mathematics. Jessica Myung-So Yoon, Molecular and Cellular Biology. Sierra Zhang, Human Development and Regenerative Biology. Linda Chin, Computer Science. Thank you. Brianni Jimin Lee, German Languages and Literatures and Philosophy. Bushra Hamid, psychology.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Reem Omer, history and science. Alice Chang, economics and ethnicity migration rights. Joshua Hyunho Lee, computer science. Nadia Okamoto, sociology and women and gender studies. Emily Yu, engineering sciences. Sabrina Bell, psychology.
Thanks so much.
Rahul Acharya, computer science. Joseph Bertania, English. What? They don't know the order. I can't. Albert Zhang, computer science. Vivian Zhou, applied mathematics. Sabrina Chalk, East Asian Studies. Francis Lee, sociology. Raymond Hu, economics. TJ Song, Human Evolutionary Biology. Sabrina Helen Lee, English. Charles Ju, Applied Mathematics. Andrew Buoyuan Yang, Bioengineering. Jared Yanis, Computer Science. Luis Valencia, Economics. Elliot Berman, Economics. Murimi Niamu, Economics. Marcus Hayer, Statistics. Kelsey Thomas, English. Mara Milner, Social Studies. Grace Geiger, Applied Mathematics. Tyler Love, Applied Mathematics. Khalib Derry, History and Literature. Lewis Eyre, Statistics. Ethan Robert McCollister, Social Studies. Francisco Javier Cernada, Social Studies. Hakim Olakunle Isa Angulu, Computer Science and Statistics. Amadou Karamo Kamara, Applied Mathematics. Gavin Emery Baker Green, History and Literature. Meyer Johnson Potter, Environmental Science and Public Policy. Laura Nicolai, Applied Mathematics. Samantha Hand, Classics. Jordan Virtue, English. Sophia Garcia, Economics. Fotini Anastopoulos, psychology. Samantha Tham, human developmental and regenerative biology. Gloria Sue, economics. Teresa Manivon, engineering sciences, mechanical and material sciences. Athena Arasu, social studies. Sruthi Palaniappan, government.
Thank you so much, Mark. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much.
Anthony O'Neill, integrative biology. Caroline Tsai, English. Noah Burhans, economics. Nika Beshker, psychology. Sarah Wetzler, history and science. Lisa Zhang, history of art and architecture and statistics. Catherine Kerner, Computer Science and Philosophy. Bradley Few, History and Literature. Simone Bronstein, Mechanical Engineering. Edith Hurwitz, Social Studies. Christina Baer, Computer Science. Crystal Liu, Economics. Elizabeth Morissette, Economics. Nadine O'Day, Neuroscience. Safa Salim, History and Science. Walter Fuller Witt, Economics. One more round of in-person applause for our phenomenal class of 2020. We will take a very, very short break while the class of 2021 please takes their seats in the chairs on the perimeter of the courtyard and gets an index card from Haley to write your name, your concentration, and a pronunciation guide in the neatest handwriting possible. Please take the next 5 minutes, class of 2021, to take a seat in the chairs on the perimeter of the courtyard and fill out your index card. We are ready to honor the incredible class of 2021. Abdel Jalil Ismail, Applied Mathematics. Ayman Salahuddin Kabir, Neuroscience. Ahmad Saeed Mohammed Saeed, Mechanical Engineering. Harris Gray Scott, Economics. Sam Yoon, Sociology. Brandon Ramon Palacios, Neuroscience. Nicole Naloy, History of Art and Architecture. Rohin Chandra, Computer Science. Eustace Yasevichus, Integrative Biology. Menelik Ibibunya, Economics. Alexander Schwartz Koenig, History. Teddy Vatcher, Applied Mathematics. Hamza Jilani, Social Studies. Yun Chao Zhang, Physics and Mathematics. Natasha Abrams, Astrophysics and Physics. Davy Schoenberg, Mechanical Engineering. Johnny Berman, Computer Science. Becca Amesbury, Integrative Biology. Sally O'Keefe, English and Art, Film, and Visual Studies. Christopher Michael Altizer, History and Science. Eliza Omler, Sociology. Liz Kay, Psychology. Nicholas Ingo, English. Samantha Joy Frankel Popel, History and Literature.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Allison Jade Sharman, Social Studies. Shayla LeBlanc, Neuroscience. Chelsea Ann Vong, Economics. Alec Sun, Mathematics and Computer Science. Matthew Manchung Keisuke Hase Lu, Mathematics. Daniel Chu, Computer Science. David Xiang, mathematics. Kevin Rao, computer science with a master's in computer science. Jonathan Victor Garzon, neuroscience. Fan Zhao, mathematics. Frederic Chanel, history and literature. Hannah Fontaine, history and literature. Hannah Malarchik, mathematics. Sammy Morrell, neuroscience. Annabelle Patterson, history of art and architecture. Cameron Alicia Rawson, psychology. Madison Conklin, economics. Celia Concanyon, Economics. Michelle Owens, Computer Science. Tessa Query, Linguistics. Grace Rotundo, Psychology. Evelyn Gray, Government. Mary Colby Keating, Psychology. Jilly Cronin, History and Literature. Natalie Sicker, Human Development and Regenerative Biology. Nicole Yarmua, Computer Science. Danielle Davis, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Gabriela Ochoa, Neuroscience. Catherine Wantlin, Computer Science. Laura Pearson, Applied Mathematics. John Schmidt, Mechanical Engineering. Gabby Pelayo, Human Developmental and Regenerative Biology. Shivani Rekha Agrawal, Integrative Biology. Haeyun Lee, Neuroscience. Jada Lee, Anthropology. Mohammed Ali, Computer Science. Hussam Nasser Mabid, Computer Science. Christopher Kinua, Computer Science. Daniel Lorenzo Leonard, History and Science and Philosophy. Johnny Hu, Applied Mathematics.
Take those pictures! Okay, good. Dad, we're good? Okay, we're good.
Dylan Lee, Physics and Computer Science.
Thank you.
Claire Shi, Applied Mathematics. Robert Wojciechowski, Economics and Romance Languages and Slavic Languages. Jackson Barker Reed Weaver IV, Physics and Mathematics.
Thank you very much. Yes, the 11. Thank you so much.
William Jason Penzer, Economics. Pranay Bennett Tankala, Computer Science and Mathematics. Ricky Lee, Mathematics. Kunal Sai Kanaparty, philosophy. Sambuddha Chattopadhyay, physics. Sophie Clairdona Edouard, economics. Christina Tran, mathematics. Audrey Petner, history of art and architecture and folklore and mythology. Noah Epstein, computer science. One more incredible round of applause for the incredible graduates of the class of 2021. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and congratulations, finally, from all of us.